Welcome, angry faithful, to Friday Fun Time on What the Hell, where we talk politics and we go through the stuff that we found over on the internet for past week. Fun things.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, we got two people already.
My gosh, two people already. Jeez.
We're going.
And I'm not organized today, so this is gonna be wild. Just throw us some questions. I mean, gosh, that would be nice. Just let me look.
But the main thing.
No questions yet.
Main thing that's happened this week, and it's our title of the episode, and it is basically Democrats leaving the Democratic Party to go to a different one. So here is.
I'm finding may not want it. There'll be a caucus meeting later this afternoon where I hope that the members of the Democratic caucus will elect a new leader. For today, I FedExed my voter registration form to change my party affiliation to no party affiliation. Joe Scott should receive that by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning in Broward County. And here's why. Our constituents are craving practical leaders, not political hacks. We are entrusted to be guided by our conscience. And while I suppose it's easier in theory than it is in application, even my worst detractors have no valid claim that I can be bullied, that I can be bought, or even borrowed for a special interest. I am my father's son, even in his death. I am my mother's son while she is still alive. I will not miss another one of her birthdays, and I will return to who I was when I became a young man, independent in thought, in my passion, and my conscience, not consultants.
What happened there? Anyways.
Technical difficulties?
No, it just stopped for some reason.
Oh no. Hey, I got a view of the Democrat Party, and I'll go ahead and get that set up in just a second. Thing is going on.
Well, talking on that, we also
Speak, David. Our production value is real high today. I mean, it's been busy.
Yeah.
But here's the Democrat Party.
Ahead lies the Arctic shore, and beyond the sea. And still the little animals surge forward.
Pause it. Get rid of it. There you go.
They reach the final precipice.
Oh.
Okay, take it off. Totally.
Okay. I didn't know it would buy. I forgot it played the music.
Oh, Bill, you're trying to get us canceled.
I forgot they threw music in the background of the little documentary.
They do that. They do that all the time. Anyways, speaking on that, even though Bill had a mix-up, take a look at this. This has happened this week too. The president of El Salvador came into the White House.
At a White House meeting between President Trump and El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele, the two leaders were asked about the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The Supreme Court has ruled the Trump administration must facilitate Abrego Garcia's return. The White House insists that is now out of its control.
That's up to El Salvador. If they want to return him, that's not up to us.
An earlier court order prevented Abrego Garcia from being sent back to his home country, citing fears of gang persecution. But President Bukele says he has no plans of returning him to the U.S.
How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States? I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
President Trump even raised the possibility of sending American citizens who commit.
Yeah, okay. I But yeah, so they're not sending that guy back. And we had a couple of Democrats go over there, have a talk with him. Here's the thing with this guy. Okay. One, he's El Salvadorian. He's not American. He's not American citizen. I know there's people out there that don't like that. Truth. He's had several court cases to where he had abused his wife. And if you're going to go in and put it in the comments, oh, that doesn't make okay. It makes all the sense because at any point in time, and this has actually happened a couple of times to actually people that actually became U.S. citizen. If you do a crime, then basically what happens is if you do a crime and you are a citizen through documentations with visa and everything, they kick you out, no matter what the process and everything. You do still go through a court, and it gets that. And a lot of people are like, well, he didn't have a court date. Guess what? He was legally here. He went through a process already. They shipped him out. So, and the time that he got arrested and sent to El Salvador, he was trafficking people. Weird.
Totally. Now, I was going to set up a travel channel. Still might at some time or another. But I want to start off with a nice travel video.
If this has music, I swear.
Welcome to El Salvador, home to
you're going to have to mute this one too. They have music in the end of it.
That background?
No, not that background. It's the end of it. I've seen this. But yeah, that was funny.
Well, sad we can't show that. Everyone look at the title. It's from the NRSC Buenavidos, El Salvador Senate Dem. They created they created a travel video for all the Democrats going down there to visit the illegal who is just exactly where he needs to be. And if they want to die on that hill, keep on going down there. Yeah. They're trying to get the issue back. They know they lost the immigration issue. They always have. That's been their worst issue. Right. So they're working and trying to figure out a way to get it back. And this isn't going to do it.
Here's the thing. This is the issue for their next for their midterm. It's going to be illegal. The immigration stuff. That's going to be their issue. The reasoning why is they can't go on the economy because the economy's doing well.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. You got the people going. And I just answered a post a little while ago. Oh yeah, prices are up. Prices are up. Well, where are you brainwashing? Prices are up. Again, I was in United yesterday, and you walk down and you don't see sale. You don't see sale on the little tag. You see new lower price.
Oh, really?
I've seen that for about the last 3 or 4 weeks. New lower price. In fact, I think Yoplait yogurt was running at the high point of Biden about $1.20 for a little. And then I noticed it down to 99 cents a few weeks ago, and yesterday they had it 60 cents each on sale.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I got a bag full of it. I get the Yoplait light. I'm attempting to shrink. Hey, look at this.
Oh wow!
It's working. It's the yogurt. Trust me, it's the yogurt.
Here's another story. This happened a couple of weeks ago, but we have more indication on this about the tariffs.
Thanks, Caroline.
You're welcome.
If we could just step back for a second. When President Trump last addressed the BRT when he was on the campaign trail, his big push was on tax cuts. He's going there today as he's proposing tax hikes in the form of tariffs.
Not
And I'm
true.
curious
He's not
for
doing
why
that.
he's prioritizing that over the tax cuts.
He's actually not implementing tax hikes. Tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries that, again, have been ripping us off. Tariffs are a tax cut for the American people. And the president is a staunch advocate of tax cuts. As you know, he campaigned on no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, no taxes on Social Security benefits. He is committed to all three of those things, and he expects Congress to pass them later this year.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have.
That's
They
it.
don't get charged on foreign companies. They get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not seen in decades, as I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you are trying to test my knowledge of economics and the decisions that this president has made. I'm now regret giving a question to the Associated Press.
Okay, that happened a couple of weeks ago. Here's some news. Guess what? He doesn't work for the Associated Press anymore. After 2 hours of that, he was fired.
Oh, hadn't heard that one.
Yeah, that was news on a lot of the things that I've. Here's another thing. A judge has been arrested.
She was really broken up about that, and as Pam Bondi, I think it was
violence battery. He had beat up two people, a guy and a girl, hit the guy 30 times, knocked.
Let's pull this.
And to set the stage for you and Sandra, this was truly horrific. This guy was in court being prosecuted by a state prosecutor for domestic violence battery. He had beat up two people, a guy and a girl, hit the guy 30 times, knocked him to the ground, choked him, beat up a woman so badly they both had to go to the hospital. And John, you know, it's so rare for victims to want to cooperate. They wanted to cooperate. They were sitting in the courtroom with the state prosecutor. The judge learns that ICE was outside to get the guy because he had been deported in 2013, came back in our country, commits these crimes, charged with committing these crimes, victims in court. Judge finds out. She goes out in the hallway, screams at the immigration officers. She's furious, visibly shaken, upset, sends them off to talk to the chief judge. She comes back in the courtroom. You're not going to believe this. Takes the defendant and the defense attorney back in her chambers, takes them out of private exit and tells them to leave, while a state prosecutor and victims of domestic violence are sitting in the courtroom. And to set the stage for you and Sandra, this was truly.
So that's happening.
And her career is, as they said, it may have been Pam who said it. I don't know if some other analyst. Her career is over.
Yeah, it is totally over.
And finally, all the people are going, Pam Bondi's not doing anything because we don't see anyone in handcuffs. She's not doing it. They can shut up now. God, we know she's doing things behind the scenes. You have to investigate. You have to gather evidence. You can't just go out and let's go arrest someone.
Yeah,
so she's doing things behind the scenes.
Yeah, but here's the thing about all this stuff that's been happening. Everybody's flipping out, especially in our comments that we don't know what we're talking about. We just Wikipedia this stuff. Guess what? All we're doing is looking at news articles. Yes, I get some of them from TikTok. I get from X. I get it from notable sources like Fox. I get some from CNN. I get some from MSNBC. I go through all the freaking stuff that we, as people that are getting news from, and we shorten it down to 1 day, 1 hour, and we go over the stuff. And yes, we do give it our opinions on some of the stuff, and some of the opinions you're not going to like. Deal with it. You can write in the comments all you want. it helps us out. You.
But as long as you click a like on this video and smash that subscribe button, rag us all you want.
Actually, funny story. I think the dislikes helps us out too. Because a lot of the ones that are like heavily disliked got a lot of views.
Hey, the liberals are watching us. The haters are out.
Well, it's because you're wearing a MAGA hat. They don't listen to the stuff. We could talk about how we're going to give away free money, and they're like, "Oh, MAGA hat does like," which we're not going to give out free money. We don't have anything.
No, we have nothing. But I do highly recommend, if you are going to get a computer, get one now, or the prices are going to go up with the tariffs as long as they stay like they are. I just put together a system, and I asked Grok, how will tariffs affect this? Once I asked him that, for the next dozens of pages, everything he told me, he would go, and tariffs will affect this component pricing by this much and this by this much. So overall, a system that put together that was about $3,200. He said, get it now. His estimation by June is $4,700 for the same computer.
Yeah. And speaking of tariffs, since we're going to go over tariffs, we're getting like $2 billion a day from tariffs themselves. Well, this is before the pause, but it's estimated by economic professors that over the next 10 years, we will get $5.2 trillion in funding from a conventional basis, or on the low end, about 4.5 trillion on a dramatic basis with the economic effects. So if he's right that if we tariff people, we start getting money in our economy back up. So, but have you looked at the White House page yet for a while?
No, I haven't. Have they put flags on it, maybe?
No. It's even funnier. And what we'll do is we'll tiptoe on this because we are on YouTube today. If we were just on like X or Patreon, basically they put stuff on COVID-19. And we have to
you said the C word, dude.
I know.
Dude, the C word.
I know. But they through investigation of the White House and other agencies, they give a list of all the stuff, and you can download a lot of the stuff of what had happened with the COVID-19. And it is hilarious. But another thing is Elon's leaving. Of course, we knew Elon was going to leave. There are, let me pull this up. But Trump did a statement a couple of days ago. Let's see if it'll pop up. It'll probably, for the AI, it'll probably pop up and like, this is no, that's it. Okay. But it's kind of funny that everybody's gonna go in, oh yeah, good, he's leaving. We're all gonna sing praise, but here we go.
He's a brilliant guy. He's an incredible guy. He's a brilliant guy. He's a wonderful person. I've seen him with his family. I've seen him with a lot of his children. He's got a lot of children. He treats them good. He loves his children. But he's a brilliant guy, and he was a tremendous help both in the campaign and in what he's done with Doge. And we're talking about almost $200 billion and rising fast, because many of the things that we were looking at are now being found out to be fact. It's terrible. I mean, the fraud, the waste, the abuse, the everything that's happened is just terrible. So I also know that he was treated very unfairly by I guess you'd call it the public, by some of the public, not by all of it. So he makes an incredible car, makes everything he does is good.
So that happened. He's leaving Doge for. We all knew that his actual thing was only for like 135 days or 160 days. So, Bill, you're muted.
He'll still be kind of giving us some tips giving them some tips in the background. But what are the liberals going to do now?
I don't know.
They're not going to have their boogeyman to go after.
They're still going to go after him because they only have one speed, and that's, whatever. Because Doge's not okay. He's leaving Doge. Doge is not leaving.
Right. But having a concept like Doge to try to name call, he's gone. He won't be in front. They're going to be lost for a little while. They're going to go out and keep doing their little protests, and their protests are. It's great. It's great that AOC has taken over, because the more they take over, the deeper they're going to go. There's going to be a red wave during the midterms, because they're not getting the independents. They're losing independents right and left with all that garbage, and they're losing sane Democrats.
Yeah, like we already reported in the beginning of this show, a lot of them are going. They're not even going with any party because they don't like where the Democratic Party is, and they still don't. I mean, look what Tulsi Gabbard did. She was independent for a while, then she was like, you know what? Going Republicans because it sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, what's this, Bill? Oh, that's another thing is Robert FK is getting, and we should have done this a long time ago, but thank you, Rockefeller, for destroying our freaking health. Getting rid of petroleum colors for the dyes and food, because you can actually see difference. Let me see if I can bring that up. There's a difference between Fruit Loops and I think I showed this picture before.
I just been yapping along with my mic muted again. Oh man.
Yeah. But here is the difference. I put this up beforehand, but this is the difference between America Fruit Loops and Canadian Fruit Loops. You see the dyes are, the colorization isn't really vibrant, but you got vibrant in the US one. That's because it's all these, the red dye 40, blue 1, yellow 6, BHT for freshness. All that is petroleum based products, and you're putting that into your body.
And Trump had talked about banning them during the election, and just to get a jump on him, the liberals banned one of them to say, look what we did, even though he was going to. But now they're saying, well, where's the proof that these are bad? Well, I don't know. I haven't looked, but the proof, you could go to the rest of the world for the proof because they got rid of it over a dozen years ago. They got rid of most of this stuff. Because I'm always run down. Oh, you stupid Americans! Look at your diet. You eat all this stuff that's banned over here.
Yeah. Here's the thing, and you can take it as a grain of salt as much as you want. It's petroleum-based products. Don't drink your and this is not a conspiracy. This is actual legitimate medical advice from doctors. Do not drink anything from a plastic container because you get fibers of the petroleum-based products. Don't ingest anything that has petroleum in it. Dyes, stuff like that. Man, for health reasons and everything, that stuff has been causing cancer. And yes, oh, you're a conspiracy theory. You don't know what you're talking. You want us to stop using petroleum products. Yet, once we say, oh, it's bad for your health, screw you. You're on the other side of the fence.
And you know, it's bad to ingest it. Vaseline is not a throat lubricant. Don't eat it. Just a tip for the day.
I don't know where that was coming from, but thank you.
Somewhere there.
Bill. You know, sometimes I wonder about you.
I'm a little not with it today. I've got technical difficulties. I don't know whose end is on. Can you hear me? We are both frozen.
Are we? I'm not frozen. You're frozen. There we go.
There it goes.
We're having internet problems.
I had an install today of Vex's fiber, and so far not getting the speeds. Couldn't even get their little cheapy router won't even get a signal back to the other side of the house like the Netgear router did. So I did something that I did not know that it would work, and I'm a computer person. I am running 2 routers simultaneously. It works. I didn't even have to change the 20 different devices, all the Alexa units. Stop. Never mind. All the she who can't be named units, all the Rokus, all the everything. I didn't need to do that. I just plugged my old one back in, and the whole thing came up a lot faster back here in the office than the other newer, fancier router.
All right.
But I was dealing with that right up to crunch time, trying to get it to work. So my tip is never do a major network install a few hours before you're going to go live.
Well, Bill, we are amateur professionals, so
we're working on it. We're working on it.
What is the thing that you're about to share with us, Bill?
Oh, this is a good response by Lee Zelton on a Doge, and that well, I'll let you see.
How is that zero evidence? How is it no evidence? How can any paper, Politico has written it, Washington Post has written it, the New York Times has written it, others have written that there's no evidence. And now we're all together. I'm glad that we are. And it's April 21st. It's April 21st, 2025. Why should any story get written after today that says no evidence? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Lisa Friedman with the New York Times. Where has a judge said that this is fraud?
I'm saying New York Times said it, Lisa. Lisa, if New York Times is going to write that there's no evidence.
Not true, sir. We've written that that judges have not found.
Okay. Over the last few months, Lee Zeldin, Administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency, has made explosive you know this because you wrote it. Has made explosive accusation against the Biden administration, accusing it of insane malfeasance in its handling of $20 billion in climate grants. Now, as a legal battle ensues over those funds, many of Mr. Zeldin's claims remain unsupported and some are flat out false. Why wouldn't you write that there is any evidence?
Could you point us to where the judges have found that there's waste fraud?
Oh, see, it's not that easy for you, Lisa. See, because you guys are writing stories. These are your words. These aren't the judge's words. So if you want to ask the question, I'm referring to one of your stories. And this came out before the judge's decision came out. Now, if you were to, did you read the judge's 39-page decision?
Sir, with all
Have
due
you read the
respect,
39-page decision?
We've read the decision. We are basing our reporting on judges' rulings before then and since. And I'm just asking you, sir, where has the judge found that there's waste, fraud, and abuse?
So you read the 39-page decision supporting a preliminary injunction? What? It's okay if you say no. Okay, that's okay. Nowhere in it does it acknowledge anything that I just said. It doesn't even acknowledge it. So if the New York Times wants to say that there is no evidence, and Politico wants to say it, and Washington Post wants to say it, and others want to say that there's no evidence, see, I have a job to make sure that I don't waste tax dollars. And then for people in the media to be willing to sacrifice your own integrity and the integrity of your paper to make a claim that there's no evidence supporting it. Well, I could stand here before you, and I just went through a list of how many things I just mentioned? 10? I don't know what the list is. And then you'll go out and write a story saying that there's no evidence of any wrongdoing. I have a duty to make sure that we don't light on fire billions of dollars of tax dollars. And I am, as administrator of EPA, not going to stand before any member of the media and get bullied into lighting billions of dollars on fire. And then you'll continue to write these stories that say that there is no evidence, even though I could stand before you right now and just go through the list. How do you square that?
May I ask, sir, do you feel confident that a court will uphold?
I'm asking you, how do you square that? You guys are writing the stories. Shouldn't you write the story about what kind of evidence has been put out? Why not write the story? Why not write the story that says, hey, here's the 25 things that Administrator Zeldin says that he calls evidence, and then you could be critical of it if you want to. But how about instead of why would you not write that story?
Could you speak though to why a judge has not supported this, has not said yes?
The district court judge didn't even have jurisdiction to hear the case. Why the judge writes a 39-page opinion and doesn't even acknowledge that this even exists? Go read page 29. Oh, this is a good one. You're a reporter for the New York Times. You're probably going to be all over this. Look at footnote 7 on page 29.
I will.
Okay, and the judge says that there was no action, no amendment that was made post-election. Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to the story that says, well, what about January 13th of 2025, 1 week before inauguration? The accounts were being amended, and then
basically what he's saying is, how do I call you an asshole without actually calling you an asshole? That's the entirety of that.
Well, the media isn't doing their job. Anytime previous to Trump, the media would go, okay, the judge said that, let's go investigate and see. Instead, it's just like, okay, the judge is saying something anti-Trump, go with it.
Yeah.
Everything else is irrelevant.
The newest thing is the El Salvador stuff, because at first it's like Maryland man had been falsely prosecuted. It's like, then there's like a Salvadorian man had been illegally in the United States. And this is like after a week, they found all the evidence. Like, oh, we got to backtrack now. We'll put it on page 6, but we'll still put it up. Bill, you're muted again. Hold on. Sorry.
I know I was muted.
Sorry, my nose is flaring up, but
I didn't want all my clickety clack heard.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the problem with the news media nowadays. And this is all sources. We put our stuff probably about a week, maybe 2 weeks after the fact that something happens, because we don't know what's happening, because everybody's putting their news out and they're pushing. They're just pushing. We want it first. Here at Angry Me Production would rather be right than first. Always. We'll put a little bit of flair on it, write up a little bit of note, and hopefully make a little bit of fun what's going out there. But in all reality, we'd rather be right. And if we are ever wrong, which will probably happen a lot, not gonna lie, we make missteps. It happens. But we will retract that and not accept an apology. We will apologize to you, and hopefully you accept that apology. And if you don't, and you don't want to watch this anymore, fine. Totally understand. We made a promise and we failed you. But hopefully we don't fail you. And we don't look at Wikipedia for freaking news, because the left is that.
I don't even know when I have last looked at Wikipedia. Like, no, it's. But let's take a look at the genius that is Elon.
Anytime, Bill. We're waiting. There we go. Oh, I know this guy. He's pretty good.
Of the Internal Revenue Service celebrated this week after Elon Musk disguised IRS headquarters to look like a Tesla car dealership so that Democrats would burn it to the ground. The billionaire inventor covered the main IRS building with Tesla emblems and signage. He also parked a few electric cars out front as part of his plan to lure Democrats to the location so they'd light it on fire. Within a few hours, leftists flocked to the building with Molotov cocktails, blowtorches, Samsung Galaxy Note 7s, and other incendiary devices. IRS headquarters was reduced to rubble by the end of the day. One enraged protester could be seen throwing a Molotov cocktail through a window of the IRS building and shouting, "Fascists are violent, kill them all." Elon Musk released a statement saying, "For the cost of a few Tesla signs, we've now freed the American people from the terrible burden of excessive taxation. Ironically, once the rubble of the IRS building is cleared, we will in fact build an enormous new Tesla dealership in its place. But now I have to go. I'm playing Americans rejoiced over the news of the torch building.
That is hilarious.
Disguises the Department of Education building as a Tesla dealership next, so Democrats will light that one up as well. The roving herd of firebombing Democrats.
Okay. That is hilarious. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Here is, and we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago about a shadow government that Tim Walsh was talking about that we should form. So when we have somebody that we don't really like, we'll have a shadow government that'll take its place. So everything can run the same and screw the American people. Anyways, here's something that is funny. Not funny, haha, but funny. Come on. I'm not good at internet stuff.
Sit down every single week with the AG. Every single week, we have a litigation working group where a large group of us, and I'm talking there's maybe 75 members of the House, sit down every single week with the AGs to talk about legal strategy. This is all going on every single week behind the scenes. It is nonstop talk, nonstop introduction of bills and legislation, nonstop being on social media as much as we can without being throttled and without the crazy analytics, and doing all these things. Every single week, we have a litigation working group.
So that's California for shadow government stuff. And yeah, they propped up like $25 billion so they can actually sue Trump. Not for, the LA fires that happen, but to stop Trump. That's the insanity. You know, right or left doesn't really matter. But once you go against your own people, you should be voted out of office. Once you have it to where, oh, we're going what our ideas is so I can fill up my coffers, not your coffers. That's ridiculous. The people that represent us in the United States Capitol, or the capital that the state that we're in, and yes, we have problems in our own state, in Texas, with a lot of stuff, and it's ridiculous. Now, another thing that's happening right now is a lot of people that are saying they're Republicans. They call them rhinos, but these are actually legitimate, not rhinos. They're not Republicans by name only. They're literally Democrats, but they're putting themselves off on the Republican ticket so they can get voted in. So we can't trust anybody other than your neighbor that helps you out every once in a while. It doesn't care what he might lecture you on his stance of his political views, but he'll still pull out the jumper cables and help you start up your car. That's the community that we need. And we need to gear that for us. Not the, oh, I got us $2 million.
You did?
No, I didn't get us $2 million. I know. But that's what we need in our lives. We need people to go out, and we try to help out with charity groups and everything through one of the charity groups that is on the podcast constantly with our Ding 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 podcast for wrestling news and information. Real Warriors, REEL Warriors.org charity. They take veterans out to go fish on the coast or other areas. But we do this, hopefully we can help out more. And I just find it funny with a lot of the political commentary stuff that happens, because it's ridiculous what people say. Bill, you have that shit-eating grin on your face that you found something that you want to show us again.
No, unfortunately not. Sorry, guys. I'm sitting here freezing up.
Oh.
We are having major I am having major technical difficulties, which hopefully will be alleviated in a few weeks.
Okay, here we go. This is something, and this will be the last thing that we'll close the rest of the day off with. This is hilarious.
This is not a human. It's a robot.
Can you fuck it? Excuse me? Can you fuck it? No. Who needs?
But anyways, everybody, I'm David Dickerman.
And I'm Bill.
Wild William.
Wild William.
Thank you all for joining us today. Hopefully you have a good weekend, and see us next time. Love you guys.
Later, dudes.